Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about concealer and how I use it in my makeup routine. The first thing to know about concealer is that concealer does just that. It conceals all of your imperfections like your hyperpigmentation, scars, redness, things like that. Specifically on myself, I have some hyperpigmentation like around my mouth. Sometimes my under eye looks really dark, or there's a scar from a pimple or anything like that. And so in order to cover those things up when I'm doing my makeup, I use an orange color corrector. Now this is by LA Girl Pro Conceal. It is GC990 orange corrector. And so this is just like color theory. Like in order to balance out or cancel out darkness on brown skin, you use orange. I'm going to apply this color corrector on all the places that are dark or hyperpigmented. So for me, that's around my mouth. Not so much underneath my eyes anymore, but I see some down here. And that's really all the places that I have hyperpigmentation right now. Once I have that on my face, I am going to go ahead and just let that dry down a little bit, maybe for about 10-15 seconds, and then I'm gonna blend that out. Now what you're gonna see is when I put my foundation over that, those hyperpigmented dark areas that I had are gonna be drastically reduced or completely gone away. Another way I like to use concealer in my makeup routine is to clean up my eyebrows after filling them in. I use two different concealers to do that. If I'm going for a natural look, just like an everyday makeup look, I like to use the GAMEFACE concealer by Ali Oop in the color Golden. This blends with my skin tone absolutely perfectly. And so when I'm going for a no makeup look, this is definitely the concealer that I reach for. However, if I'm doing like a full face glam with foundation, all that kind of stuff, then I reach for the Juvia's Place I Am Magic concealer in the color 14. It's very good to have in your makeup bag a concealer that matches your skin tone perfectly, and also a concealer that is about 1 to 2 shades lighter than your actual skin tone. Lighter concealer is great for cleaning up your eyebrows when you're doing a full face glam. It's great for brightening up that under eye area when you're doing a full face glam. And having a concealer that matches your skin tone perfectly is great for those no makeup days. So another way I like to use concealer in my makeup routine is to use a concealer that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than my skin tone to put in that under eye area right there. The concealer that I like to use for that is once again the LA Pro Conceal in the color medium beige. And then I also like to mix with it LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color pure beige. Now listen, these concealers, which this is where the color corrector comes from too, these concealers are great, okay? When you just want to try some different colors, they're very inexpensive. You can find them anywhere from like the beauty supply to Ulta, okay? You can find them almost anywhere, and they are amazing concealers for like highlighting, color correcting, obviously. You can also get some shades that are darker than your skin tone. So if you're into contouring and things like that, you can use these concealers for that. These are amazing, inexpensive concealers. So not only do I apply the concealer in my under eye area, I also apply it to the other highlight areas of my face as well. So down my nose, on my lip, down here on my chin. And sometimes when I'm feeling really fancy, I will mix the pure beige with it. just to really make that, you know, that highlight area pop, especially underneath my eyes. But for today's video, I'm not gonna mix it. I'm just gonna use that one color. And just as I did before with the color corrector over here, I'm gonna let it dry down for a couple of seconds. This helps to make sure that it blends very well, that it doesn't disappear while you're blending, and it also helps it to just stay on longer as you're wearing it throughout your day. Let's talk about how do I set this concealer so that it lasts throughout the day. So two things that I have been doing and using lately have been, number one, a setting powder. This is the setting powder by Juvia's Place in the color Kalahari. And then I've also been using a pressed finishing powder. So this is the Ulta Beauty finishing powder, a lightweight matte finish in the color light to medium warm, okay? Now these two together have been making sure that my concealer is not cracking, it's not creasing, and that I'm getting that airbrushed, real professional look going on, right? As I'm finishing up my makeup. So I'm gonna start with the loose setting powder by Juvia's Place. I'm gonna get a fluffy brush like this, but put just a little bit of powder on the brush, tap off the excess, and I am going to very lightly just press this on and apply this to the areas that I put concealer, okay? The reason why I'm doing this very lightly, I'm just very lightly pressing it on, is because powder, of course, mattifies, right? And if you put too much powder, it's going to dry you out. And especially underneath your under eye area where there's very sensitive, delicate skin, you don't want to be dried out underneath there, because dry leads to cracks, which leads to creasing, which isn't cute. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your finishing powder, your pressed powder. I recently discovered these powder puffs and they are worth the hype. Baby, let me tell you, they are worth the hype, okay? So I'm going to put a little bit on my powder puff, just rub it in there. And now I'm just going to press, not sweep, not wipe, because once you do that, you're literally going to be wiping off your concealer. So do not wipe, press into your concealer. All the areas you put concealer, press. Okay? All right, once you do that, now you're just going to take a big fluffy brush and you're literally just going to be patting, lightly brushing off that excess powder. Okay? And that is going to help set your concealer for the rest of the day, okay? Or the rest of the time that you're wearing it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope this video was helpful and it answered your questions about concealer. If you guys have any other questions or anything else you guys want to see, make sure to let me know in the comment section. Until next time, y'all.